Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run. Sorry,
You didn't even do it.
I have my laptop in my hand.
A mess.
I'm in a new environment. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, we're out of the house. Oh, you didn't even say who you are yet.
Yeah, this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
Just in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're finally in the space. It's not finished, but we're back in the office.
Yeah.
It's in a transitory mode.
Yeah.
Got like fancy new mics. I'm not sure how I feel about them yet. Getting really used to this.
Mic stands.
Yeah.
Mic
stands.
Mic arms.
Yeah.
I mean, it's way better than the other situation that we had.
Yeah, where you like had it down on a chair and it was all a whole thing.
I can slouch in these chairs like real nicely, so even mess up my back posture even more.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, we got it. You don't know what to do with your hands.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Sorry.
Yeah, I like it. The chairs are much more comfortable. I feel like this is going to give her a more relaxed vibe.
Oh, I'm relaxed for sure.
I know, right?
How do I know if I'm gonna have really bad posture later in life? Can I tell right now?
Wait, how much later are you waiting for life?
Oh yeah,
when you say later
I'm like
in life?
already old. Well, you know that guy that almost gets hit by a car every day in front of our office?
Oh yeah.
It's a sad situation.
That dude doesn't have a neck though.
Right. Yeah, I think, does he have one or does he?
I mean, he has no muscles in it, so his head just sits on his chest.
I mean, it's really sad, but sometimes I wonder if I'll ever get to that point.
I feel like he probably didn't have an office job. I don't think that's.
You don't think that's what I think happened? That's what he probably worked way too many hours in an office.
The kids were like, because when you're looking at your phone, you do the head down thing.
Oh yeah.
The boys are like, your head is gonna just fall into your, and I'm like, you're right. I got to stop looking at it.
It actually might.
Yeah, we're all gonna have that hunchback.
So that's what I'm wondering. We won't know until
it's too late.
It's too late.
Yeah. But
we'll AI ourselves straight.
I think I used to worry about my posture and then I just gave up. I
would like to know how many things that
terrible.
Robbie has worried about that he has given up on over life.
It's kind of nice. I felt like going bald was a worry I had and then I just gave up. It'll happen someday, but right now I'm on a nice.
Still have hair?
Yeah,
I'm still doing okay.
Where do you think the hair's going? You're past the age where it's all falling out.
I know. Well, I mean, maybe over time, but that's okay. I feel like I'm on a good
trajectory.
Some people lose their hair. Like I had friends that lose their hair in their early 20s
or go fully gray.
I think I'm on the proper trajectory where I'm losing it as I age in the proper manner. So that eventually it'll be gone, but that's okay. At that point, won't care about anything in life.
Well, it's got to be tough for you because you're married to someone who doesn't seem to age.
Yeah, it's painful.
Yeah, and she just had a birthday.
She did, and I was talking about this the other day. It is pretty not in a good spot when you're married to someone who just seems to look younger or at least stay the same age, and then you have to wake up and look at yourself in the mirror and think, man, I really got the raw end of this deal.
I mean, the very first look in the mirror, I don't think is anybody's favorite. Nobody wakes up and goes, "Oh yeah."
I mean, that's true.
That's a good look.
I also don't have the benefit of makeup. That's not fair. I mean, I guess
you can. We've talked about this.
I know.
Everyone's allowed to wear it.
I just think, man, sometimes I see people putting on makeup and I think that's a lot of time in your day that you have to do that.
Wait, where do you see people putting on makeup?
Whenever I have to share a room with Carl. I think, Carl, we could be getting a lot more things done right now.
Thomas was in a Instagram loop for a long time of like makeup tutorials.
Oh, that's right.
He would show me them and be like, this isn't the same person. This isn't fair. You're going to meet this person out and then they're going to take off their face.
I didn't like that because they would start and they would show you the hideous person.
No, it's
and then they
unfair.
put that makeup on and you're like, whoa. And you're like, that would be the worst catfish. Like if you meet that person out.
Yeah.
And then,
but obviously you would just be dating them for their personality and not their looks. It doesn't even matter.
It was crazy because I was watching one reality show and the girl wore a lot of makeup and every time she kissed the guy, he would have like she was white and he was black. And every time
he looked like the Joker.
Kissing, he had that white smile around his face. And you're just like, how much makeup is there? Like, that's insane.
Let's put a smile on that face. Let me kiss you. The romantic version of the new Joker movie.
Which, by the way, got horrible.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Oh yeah, we already talked about that.
Yeah.
Let's see what other things we can talk about twice in the podcast.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. With Megan and I always talk about how often we talk about something on this podcast that, we're kind of like flow of consciousness and we don't realize we say something and then somebody either brings it up or sends, like I get DMs and I'll be like, why did this person send me this? And Meg will be like, you mentioned that on the podcast.
Yeah. And then we'll talk about things on the podcast and then I'll talk about it at home and then I'll talk about the friend. And you go down 10 levels and I have no idea who I'm telling things
Right?
to. So then I'm just repeating things constantly in my life to the same people. Or
when we go on runs, I'll start talking to someone, they'll be like, I know.
Yeah.
Be like, I don't know what to talk to you about then.
Yeah. Let's just be silent.
Yeah. Heads down.
It was
bad posture, heads down,
It
silence.
was Christmas in Baltimore this past weekend.
It was.
As we like to call Baltimore Running Festival.
Oh, I thought I was thinking like, did it snow?
We're not getting snow. I saw a thing that says
they're saying it's going to
no
be
snow.
warm.
Farmer's Almanac?
Yeah.
Is that what you went on?
I don't know. Ben Franklin was involved.
Oh, yeah.
It was something.
Throwing keys in the sky and seeing what happens. I think that's how they used to predict things. Just throw keys, and if it gets struck by lightning, then you say, yeah, I'll do that thing.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyways.
That's how Tesla got started.
Yeah. But so Christmas in Baltimore is the Baltimore Running Festival.
Yeah, in a little bit, we'll have Will on who actually won it, Will Fink.
Yeah. We'll interject a guest into this episode.
Which is always fun.
Yeah.
It was also Amsterdam Marathon weekend. Is that what they call it?
I think it's Amsterdam in Baltimore. But
Yeah, that sounds right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
Ratatouille.
actually kind of funny because basically the Amsterdam Marathon and the Amsterdam Marathon were going on at the same time.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if the Baltimore Running Festival runs through that area.
We had Ryan from our team out at Amsterdam running in the Mizuno shoe.
Yeah, the
Pro
Rebellion.
Beta, or is it now just a Pro 3?
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Rebellion Pro 3.
Yeah, I'm not sure which it is.
It was Pro Beta, but I think they're now, I think it's,
Is it?
yeah, I think
Okay.
it's Rebellion Pro 3.
Okay. There was
That's a little odd.
a guideline of time that you could say that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
well,
Aubrey ran the half.
we don't make rules, we break rules.
Decided to run the half, which he seemed to have a good time.
Yeah. Looked like fun.
Ryan had a PB. He was probably one of the only people out with Mizuno that had a good day.
Yeah.
I heard he was 1 second slower than your time in Berlin.
Yeah, no big deal. Still faster than Ryan, who is for sure faster than me.
I know, and I still have a PR faster than both of you guys. I'm like, all right.
I know. That's dude. I don't know. I talked to my coach, working on a game plan.
To go after Thomas's
Yeah,
PR.
take down Thomas.
All right. I'm here
Actually,
for it.
that wasn't the game. It was just to go faster.
So wait, so where are we thinking?
Oh, I don't know for sure yet, but I probably something in the spring, I guess.
Fingers crossed London, right?
Yeah, I mean that would be good, I guess.
It's looking.
Do that.
I love
It's
that
looking like a
course.
thing.
Plus, they have they speak English very well.
Yeah, it's always a positive.
Yeah. It's a good course. I think you'll dig it. But yeah, back here at home, we were running the Baltimore Running Festival. Some of us.
I did my run while spectating.
Oh,
And I have to
That's always
say,
fun.
seeing you when so I did the 10K, and seeing Megan, I actually ended up meeting a guy who listens to the podcast. So Ryan, shout out to you. We kind of met in the middle miles, like past like 2 miles in, but
Okay.
then we ran, and the course goes uphill, and then it shoots downhill. And so luckily Megan saw me on the downhill, not the uphill. But between him and Megan, I got a little bit of a boost and ran probably a little faster than I would have without
okay.
seeing them. But
Is it Ryan? Where is he from?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's not someone that we're familiar with, I don't think, because I started following him after the race.
And then, but you also ran with your son.
Well, not with him. He had food poisoning and still beat me. So he
He wasn't like pooping all over the course.
no Friday. He and it's the weirdest thing. You know what he got food poisoning from?
Can I guess?
Yeah, I'll let you go.
Did it involve chicken?
No,
Ugh.
no raw meat.
Really?
Yeah. It's something I'd never have heard of people getting food poisoning from.
So it wasn't actually food poisoning?
No, it was food poisoning.
Okay. So it wasn't raw meat or like Nerd's rope?
No, that would have been cool though. I don't think that bacteria can't even live on
Yeah,
that.
there's nothing real on that thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I said if you said something you never heard of, that's what I thought maybe would be something like that.
Yeah, no, it was
Milkshake?
No.
What?
It was expired frozen berries.
Oh.
So there was a bag of like berries and he made a smoothie or something with them. And the bag had been expired and he got food poisoning and was laid out.
So was the bag expired before he froze the berries? Is that the deal? It had to be.
I would think that you bought them
Something
frozen.
happened because frozen stuff's like.
I would guess that you bought them frozen though. Maybe it had like.
But if you buy them frozen, then they defrost for a while, and then maybe you put them back in, and then something weird happens.
Possibly.
Maybe, or someone just handling them in the beginning had
the
thing.
So he was
Shocked that's never happened to me before.
He ended up beating me by 3 minutes, but I think he was disappointed that it was only 3 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, he was very sick from the food poisoning.
Wow.
But it was actually a beautiful day. It was one of those days where it started in the low mid 40s, and by the afternoon it was up in the 70s. Now that was great because when I finished the 10K, Matt Kucharski and Alex Walker were manning a tent for the Faster Bastards, which we kind of opened up to everybody. Like if you were in a run club, and we're like, just throw your stuff here. And they did a great job. It was stocked with beer, food, sandwiches, like everything. It was a lot of fun. And so we went and spectated the runners after that. And man, we went up to mile 12 and it was already starting to get a little warm. And the people that were up front at mile 12, I was like, okay, you're doing fine. They look good. The people that were like coming through a little bit later, that heat was starting to pick up. And I'm like, this is mile 12 and they're looking rough.
I forgot, like, I know how hard the course is, but I forgot after being at these world majors, like, how little crowd support you get in a lot of the race.
Most of it, yeah, for sure.
Like when the lead pack came through, I was around mile 13 and 12. I was like running around there, and I was like the only one out there screaming and yelling. And and that's like a main part of downtown Baltimore, like. Yeah,
that's
the Harbor East.
It's right where.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, no, and 12 was by the Science Center.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I was closer to 13.
Yeah.
Like Harbor East area.
Yeah, that should be a packed area.
Yeah, it really should be.
We should bus people in.
I like that. Yeah.
Busting the crowds.
All right, everybody. When you get off the bus, shake this cowbell and yell, okay? Then we'll just take them to different spots.
I like that. Yeah, but it was, I didn't end up going down.
Did you watch it on TV?
I did watch it.
Because we were texting and I feel like
I was watching it on TV.
Why didn't you come down?
So I didn't come down because my wife's birthday, she was having a thing that day, having friends over, had to clean up the house, make things right. And also it's been a little crazy just being, doing running stuff the last couple weekends. So just took it easy, but maybe next year. I thought about riding our bikes over to soccer practice on the other side, but it would have been kind of a mess to get through Inner Harbor.
All right, first check-in. Man, anxiety never goes away. I've been running and racing for I don't know how long now. And I still get nervous, and I guess anxiety or trepidations or whatever you want to call it when I'm sitting there at the start line. And it comes down to like worrying about whether or not results are going to happen that I want or can be proud of or whatever. So I figure sometimes I got to figure out how to just let go, be calm, and not be tied to the result so hard and just run my best, because that's all I can do anyway. So if you're feeling stressed out or whatever, just remember you're going to do the best you can do, and that's all you can do anyway. So lock in, have fun. All right, now that we've kicked out Megan, we've got Willy Fink in here, the first place finisher for the Baltimore Running Festival, the marathon even.
Yeah.
So you're with UA.
I am.
So tell us about that. How'd you end up there?
Yeah, it's been great. I first started running with Under Armour back in like 2020 with District Track Club. And then when we moved to Baltimore, kind of split into Baltimore distance and Baltimore 800. It made more sense as a distance person to run with the distance team.
So we would see you around Patterson Park, maybe?
Yeah, for sure. We do a lot of loops around the guys always call it the annex. I don't know if
It is
else.
the annex.
It's the annex. Yeah.
They got it right.
Yeah, cool.
So you're from DC?
Originally grew up in Ohio, and then kind of moved to Virginia, and was just training there.
Robbie, what's it about Ohio? We know so many people from Ohio that are like runners. Is it because there's nothing else to do there? What's going on?
I think that's what it is. Turnpike. Where in Ohio are you from?
Toledo.
Toledo. Okay, yeah. So near Detroit. Well, near Michigan, really.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been to Toledo. I get it. I get why you're here now. No, just kidding.
No, that's entirely fair.
Well, Toledo has the Glass City Marathon, right? Is that the one? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And they have like a good purse there, I believe. A lot of people like to run it because they pay out pretty well for even the top 10 or 20 people or something like that.
Speaking of which, Under Armour had like a special purse for their runners.
Yeah.
So you got a little perk.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a nice perk for running my first marathon for sure.
Was it enough to like go to Applebee's with your whole family?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Get that unlimited appetizers, dude. I'm into that. So Baltimore's a kind of a crazy first marathon course. It's not flat.
For sure. Yeah, it is very hard.
Yeah.
I paced it last year for about 21 miles. So I kind of knew where all the hills were and everything, but still hitting that hill at like 18 miles going up like towards the lake.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Yeah. And it was a little warm this year. I mean, what was the temperature?
By the end.
By
But
the end,
he
it
was-
was, yeah.
When you're
were
running
cooked.
his pace, he wasn't out
You
there.
were cooking,
Like
dude.
the people that were running mid 330s and stuff like that, they were, I felt like they were starting to get warm.
Yeah.
You were done before the heat got out there.
Yeah, that was nice.
It's probably a perk of being able to run fast.
I guess we should talk about your time, which was a 2:21. And on that course, that's pretty fast. And honestly, that's one of the fastest times that I can remember since the pros were here. East Africans were running it back in the day.
And Max King even came out.
Yeah. So do you know the last time a 220 or sub 222 is run at Baltimore?
So like right after I finished, everyone kept telling me it was the fastest time since like 2012.
That's insane.
that would be it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So how did you feel throughout the race? Was there anything that surprised you, being that it was your first marathon?
Yeah, no, really. I feel like I prepared pretty well.
Okay.
Like I said, kind of knowing the course helped a lot. And the last 5 miles are pretty chill or downhill.
Yeah.
A lot of turns, but like nothing too crazy.
Right.
So yeah, I feel like nothing surprised me too much, except for like how bad that hill at 18 hurt.
Yeah, it goes forever.
Yeah.
Wait, are you talking about when you're coming through like Clifton Park? and
Exactly.
going up? Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually think the one that like just hurts is 33rd Street. I was telling someone during the 10 mile, you run out 33rd to Lake Montebello and you run back. And I feel like it feels uphill both ways. Like it's the weirdest road.
Well, then there's that weird out and back on right after the lake that just adds a little bit of mileage onto it. That's super
just
annoying.
a little bit of an
It's like
extra
a half
hill.
pipe. Yeah.
Yeah.
How close was the second place person?
I think second place time was just under 2:30.
So you didn't see anybody for a long time.
No. Yeah.
So
That
was the Under Armour team pacing you? So I know
were.
Casey Comer and some other people were out there.
Yep. Casey,
Okay.
John Runawicki,
Yeah.
Adam Fogg, those guys were all pacing me. They went 16 miles. They live right by Patterson Park. So they
Right.
just like ran home.
Nice. Because they're 1,500 meter runner. That's kind of their specialty, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, they just got a good hard long run in
Yeah,
and
I'd
helped
say.
me out a little bit.
That's pretty cool.
A lot of it.
What was your favorite part of the day or the course?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think the finish was obviously a lot of fun with all the people around and everything like that. That was definitely really cool, just seeing how excited everyone was and everything like that.
Yeah.
But going through, like right around halfway, you kind of go through where the the 5K start is, and kind of close to the finish, and right where like the post race party is.
Yeah.
And so that was really cool. There was tons of people there just cheering like crazy and going wild.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Are you full time with Under Armour? Like, do you have a regular job?
Full time with Under Armour. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That works. What are you going to do when you're like, have you thought about that?
Yeah, I'm 30, so I've definitely thought about that. I'm not sure though. I have a master's in chemistry and worked at a pharmaceutical company for a year before I joined with Under Armour. So I could go back to that. But honestly, like just seeing everything going on in the running world, in the running community, like I kind of want to stay in that in some respect.
That's cool. And so you got a 2:21. Obviously, you're a couple minutes off from the OTQ. Is that your next goal?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think I still plan on having a track season next year, like outdoor track. Plan on running Houston half in January.
That's a fun one.
Yeah.
Have you run it before?
I haven't, so this will be my first time.
Yeah, you get. Do you like flat stretches?
I do.
Okay,
very much.
That's my favorite thing about this race. I felt like when you run Houston, you can like look off in the distance and just lock into a pace and just go.
Yeah. I feel like that'll be incredible for me, especially coming off like the hills of Baltimore. So.
Yeah, it's a much.
Yeah,
I'd say it's that part of it. Like I don't love hills. I don't know if you're someone who loves hills. The idea of being able to lock into a pace seems much more appealing to me than kind of like trying to figure out, okay, how much time you can lose on a hill and then make it back on the downhill or whatever. But Houston, you won't have to worry about that. And the environment there is pretty sick just with like the other pros that you'll be around. So it's pretty inspirational.
Yeah. I'm excited for that for sure.
Nice. So in the near term, so that's the next thing, half. And then do you have another full lined up coming?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
Like I said, I'll do a track season and then kind of figure it out from there.
Okay, cool.
Did you see the woman running in the full dragon costume?
No.
She ran at 3:31, fully dressed as a dragon, including a face covering.
Pretty.
And I was like, I don't know, maybe you want to take down that record too.
She was probably top 10 female, probably close. At Baltimore.
I would also say, I'm not exactly how old she was, but she may have gotten an age group award. And she could
top 20. Yeah.
And definitely was first dragon.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
he's the first of mother of dragons.
I'm surprised you really, so you didn't hang out at the finish. You were probably already home and showered by then. 3:30. You're like, yeah, that's an hour later.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I hung around for a while. They had me come on the TV broadcast and the radio broadcast. And then, I wanted to get some warmer clothes on.
Yeah.
Get that chill.
Did you, what do you eat after a race? What's that?
I had a burger and it was great.
I feel like
Where did you go?
We went to Pratt Street Ale House.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And it was a good burger?
Yeah, it was solid.
Pratt Street getting a shout out.
Nice.
Place of champions.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I feel like most people will go with the burger. Now, are you a
solid choice?
Straight cheeseburger, or do you like a specialty burger? I'm interested in what condiments and toppings we're looking at.
Yeah, it was just a straight cheeseburger.
Okay.
I think it had bacon on it too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to go too risky after a marathon.
Exactly.
You just want the salt. Like, I'm guessing that you went with Morton or something like that for nutrition on course.
Yep, Morton and Unived.
See, and that's why I think afterwards you want that like burger or French fries, is because it's got like, you're tired of like the sweetness. You just want something that's like salty and fatty.
Do you think you could ever put a Morton on a burger and it would be good? I don't think you could. Anytime in life, not just after a race.
Yeah, people put like jelly on burgers and stuff sometimes.
That is a good point.
Yeah, but
You don't think you could do it?
I don't want that. Like they had a peanut butter burger at Abbey Burger Bistro.
Yeah, they Elvis one or whatever.
Yeah, I'm like, I get it, but no. Like,
I would like to see if a Michelin chef could concoct a dish with a Morton that would actually be not only edible but tasteful.
I mean, it's basically almost like corn syrup. So anything that you would replace
True
corn syrup with, you could probably.
I mean, you could do some stuff with a flavored goose though.
You could
for sure.
Yeah.
I saw a guy take a Big Mac and turn it into a gourmet meal, and he ended up making like raviolis out of it.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, there's no way this is going to be. And by the time he was done, I was like, yeah, I'd probably eat that.
Yeah.
And he took the French fries and chopped them up, made like a little like French fry drizzle over the top of them. Yeah. So you can get around it.
Yeah.
All right.
Creative.
Well, just think about that next time.
Are you sponsored by Univet or Martin?
Nope.
So that's what made you pick them for your nutrition? Why Univet?
Yeah, I just tried a bunch of different gels kind of leading up to the marathon. This was my first really experience with them. Just tried a bunch and found that Morton goes down really easy. Am I saying that right? Morton?
I think I think it's Morton.
Morton goes down really easy and doesn't have a strong flavor, which I liked. And then the Unived was still pretty like liquidy, and I didn't have to take water with it, but had a little bit of flavor. So like when I got sick of just the pure sugar
blast
of the Morton.
Any caffeine?
Yes, lots of caffeine.
All right. Nice. So how often, just so like we can kind of compare it to like a mortal runner, how often are you taking nutrition during the marathon?
This time I did every 5 miles. I had a gel, and then like water.
And in 5 miles, how many minutes is that for you?
Well, I was running about 5:20 pace, so 36, 37 minutes.
Right on. Did you see that Derrick Henry they clocked him last night at the football game running 21 miles per hour. He was almost running 22 miles per hour, 21.7 miles per hour.
That's fast.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what that is.
Pads and helmet, that's insane.
I was trying to figure out what that is with, like a
2.5
minute mile.
Yeah, I mean,
Nate was like, it's got to be 4 something, right?
Well,
it's under 4 for sure.
If it's 22 miles per hour, that would only be a 3-minute mile.
Just think I don't think there's a
speed.
treadmill that gets up that high.
No.
Yeah.
I think, what's the top human speed? 28 miles an hour, I think.
Is it really?
Yeah. I think like Usain Bolt or 100-meter runners are in that 27, 28 range.
Lyle.
Yeah.
He's getting up there.
So, but that's, 100 meters with no pads. So to do that is pretty insane.
And do you know how long he was running at that pace?
He did one that was like an 80-yard run. So I'm going to guess that it might have been during that run.
That's, yeah.
I do always wonder, I don't know if you ever wondered this, but like these guys, like if you're in Kenya, the national sport is running. Mm-hmm. But if you're in the US, the idea is to get, football contract, basketball, there's higher tier sports than running.
Yeah.
For sure.
If that wasn't available, like, do we have this whole gold mine of talent that would be running like 2 flat, marathons or whatever that are now playing for NFL or something like that?
I don't know about the distances, but for sprints, yeah, probably. I think a lot of those guys could run some very fast 100, 200, 400 times.
But then again, if you had kids growing up running and you're at altitude or something, and you have, however many, 300 million people in this country, you probably have
we got somebody.
There'd be a couple people I feel like that could compete.
Well, I'm thinking maybe that'd be a fun event, wouldn't it? Just a track meet with all professional football players or baseball players.
No, that would be. Yeah. Well, it's the same thing that they did with what's his name?
DK Metcalf.
No, but for the why am I blanking out? The high jumper in the Olympics, the pole vaulter,
the French guy.
Swedish.
Have you seen the Halloween costumes?
What's that?
Mondo?
Yeah, Mondo. When he raced that other dude they did that.
Karsten.
Yeah, the Karsten for the amateur thing. And then Mondo won, but it was like people loved watching that. It's a great matchup. Sure. I think they should do that really with athletes of all kinds, just have a meet. Like, I feel like they did these things in the 80s when they just did TV specials and there would be just
the Champions of the Stars. Olympic Stars or whatever. I forget what it was.
I saw something on Instagram the other day. It was like Circus of the Stars.
That's it.
Is that the thing?
That's it. Yeah.
And it was just people from all types of
TV shows,
just famous people doing weird stuff, athletic things, trapeze acts. I was like, this is cool, man. Like, we should bring this stuff back.
I've already seen a Halloween costume of the French high jumper.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's pretty funny.
Really?
I can imagine.
Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, man. Well, we don't want to waste too much of your time. Is there anything that, like, if people are interested in following and kind of learning more about UA District UA Distance Project and you, where would I go and what would I check out?
Yeah, Instagram is great. I'm on there, Eagle Willy 22, and we also have a team page for the UA Mission Run Baltimore distance team, and that'll have like all of the team members on it, so you can follow us all.
Cool. All right. Well, rad job. Congratulations on winning the Baltimore Marathon. It's pretty sick. Now, like, let's ratchet up to what we got. New York next. You gonna win?
We'll see. We'll see.
All right. Let's go for a major. All right, Willy. Thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, and it's time to talk about another sponsor, which has been a sponsor pretty much all year long.
You know,
LMNT.
All year long.
I got to tell you, this drink mix, personal testimony right here, it changed my life for the past year, but also the Berlin Marathon. I this time around, I took a handheld with a element in it during race, sipped on it.
During the race you had
sipped
it.
on it for 20 miles. Felt great the entire time. I took one the night before and the morning of, and man,
question
no
though.
headaches, no nothing, just felt awesome.
So in the past,
That's it.
though, like when you were running Boston or something, and we were running in a hot one, did you have element during that one?
I didn't.
And you think this is the difference?
I think it was a big difference because when I take drink mixes on course, I always get super nauseous and everything like that. This way I could just get the electrolytes and the sodium that I needed.
So if you guys want to get some, you can go to element.com/thedrop and get a sample pack, which includes 8 of their drink mix flavors.
What's your favorite, Robbie?
Raspberry salt, probably.
Watermelon salt.
Watermelon here. Yeah.
All right, go get yours.
So just didn't, but it seemed like a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some fun, exciting stuff going on.
Yeah.
At a couple spots. Alex Walker's man of just going off.
Yeah. Living up to the Faster Bastard's name.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a beautiful day out. And for my wife, we're friends with Dan Rao, a friend of ours who, one of the best runners in Baltimore that isn't an Under Armour athlete. He finished in 5th place, first Masters for sure. But then he came over and hung out with us, he and his wife. And then he played pickleball with us for a couple hours, which I was like, dude, like,
You and I had a weirdly similar Saturday, just in different parts of the country. Yeah.
He also did a beer stein holding competition at the thing where you hold a beer stein.
That's hard.
Filled with water as long as you can.
Water? Why wouldn't you fill it with beer?
I don't know. They did it. I mean, like, it was Volo.
How long could he hold it?
He did it for like 4.5 minutes, but he got 2nd place. But then his wife won. She did it for over 5 minutes.
Get out of here.
Yeah. She won the women's version.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
So
Power couple.
I know, right? They didn't come to karaoke with us that night, which was a little sad, but we went to Waltz In. You know how it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I flew to Charleston after I spectated the Baltimore Marathon.
Okay, I was wondering that because I saw you pictures of your brother, and I thought that maybe they all came up here or something.
No, it was his birthday, and so I was
That's
like,
cool.
kind of last minute, decided it'd be fun to surprise him, and so
You wanted to watch a Ravens game with him, but you didn't check the schedule.
our Monday night game. His birthday was
right,
Sunday, the 20th,
right.
and I was like, this will be great. And then it turns out the Ravens played on Monday night anyway.
Yeah.
So I flew up, and my mom picked me up from the airport, and we went straight to dinner, and I surprised him there, which was super fun.
That's cool.
And then his wife, Beverly, had a pickleball thing planned.
Oh.
So I played pickleball for the first time.
Dude, that's funny.
And
I was the
it
only
a
one
good time.
not invited to pickleball.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we really did do the same thing.
Yeah.
In different parts of the country.
Yeah.
How did you like pickleball?
It was fun.
Yeah.
I felt like at first I was like, I'm really bad at this. This is terrible. And then I picked it up and,
Yeah.
it's easy enough once you.
Well, at the courts by our house, they have open pickleball on Saturdays from 3 to 6. You
Isn't
just
that the
jump on.
appeal of pickleball? It's like if you can play ping pong, you can play pickleball.
Yeah. Yeah. But also tennis. It's like basically a symmetry of the two things, or a Venn diagram of the two things. Because it's weird. The weird thing about pickleball is when if you're used, because I'm used to playing tennis, and the ball dies so quickly that you have to
Where
get
you
used
hit
to
a
that.
lot in the net.
Yeah, or you think you're gonna get to it, and then it just dies because it's not doesn't have the same bounce. It's not a rubber ball. But once you get it down, it's pretty fun.
Yeah,
Does
I would do
Volo
it
have
again.
alcohol?
Yeah, they do. They have like a bar there and stuff. So
Not that that's necessary, but yeah.
it helps for sure.
This place that I went in Charleston, it was called Crush, and the whole place was like there's multiple bars, and then there was like 4 pickleball courts, but then also there was like a whole arcade thing.
Oh wow!
So it was like there was like a lot going on.
Yeah.
But it seems
That
like
sounds like the place we went to in Texas.
Yeah.
We did the thing with ASICs at the running event.
Yeah, similar. It's cool.
But yeah, it does feel like pickleball is way more social versus competitive, I think.
Definitely.
But they also say it's like the fastest growing sport.
I know. I wonder when the bubble will pop because it has to at some point.
I feel it already did. Like, it's not like as high profile as like it was last
They
year.
say it's still growing.
I'm sure, but it's not like last year. I felt like it was everywhere.
My wife's obsessed with it.
Is she?
Yeah.
Dude, who's
Is she in a
play-
competitive league?
She's in a league. I wouldn't say it's super competitive, but yeah,
You gonna get her some Skechers?
it's a beginner league. I should. She uses the Skechers paddle that they gave us at Thierry for some reason.
Not to totally change the subject, but since we said league, I just thought now would be a good time to bring up that I beat you in fantasy football this week. It's a great time.
Okay, first off, my fantasy football team has been decimated by injuries.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I was like, everyone's out or injured. Like, what happened?
Like I had 3 of the top players in the NFL pretty much, and they all have had almost season-ending injuries. So it's not much you can do about that. But I always came back with.
I know.
I had 2 Tampa Bay players that all like had crazy days. But congratulations, Meg and
Thanks.
Thomas. Obviously had a great time because the Ravens destroyed the Bucks.
Yeah.
What was great about mine is I started off with like a 30% chance of winning this week.
Yeah.
And then it went down and it was like, I was like at 15%. And then it started creeping back up. And then last night before the game, I was 30% chance of, winning.
And did you guys stay up and watch the game?
No.
I figured not.
We got to, I
It's
got to
almost
halftime.
halftime, yeah.
All right.
But when I woke up, I was like, yes.
Well, I saw 41 points for the Ravens, and Thomas has literally every Ravens
Yeah.
player. So I was like,
Dude, Derrick Henry himself just gave me, that was amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. But we have a Believe in the Run reviewers team,
Yeah.
reviewers fantasy
Fantasy
football league. So it's a little bit competitive. There's some bragging rights.
I don't know if it's like,
There's some bragging rights.
Is there? Okay.
definitely. Look,
She just bragged.
yeah.
Yeah, but she bragged
Yeah.
about anything.
But yeah, that's cool. It was all right. I on a Sunday, my kids had a cross country race,
Oh,
which I thought they did. I was pretty excited
Yeah,
about.
it sounds like Bri was smoking.
Yeah, it's a Charm City kids cross country series. It's not like highly competitive, but he did a great job. I mean, it's not like you're rounding up the state of Maryland or anything, but I think it's decently competitive. But he ran, he got 3rd place
whoa.
just by like a couple seconds. They're all pretty tight.
What's the
But
distance on these
He
things?
has a crazy finishing kick. It's actually pretty impressive, but it's a half mile. But he ran a 6:30 pace for a half mile, which is
Whoa.
pretty good.
Yeah.
But then he wanted to do the run with the 9 and 10-year-olds right after that, and then ran with them. But there was only 6 of them in the race, but he got 3rd in that too. So,
Whoa. All right.
but he also ran in Crocs.
Stop.
He refused. He was like, I can just run in Crocs. Let me run in them. And I'm like, all right, you can run in Crocs but if they fall off, you have to keep running. Or if you get a rock in them, you can't stop. And if you do stop, you owe me $10. So those are the rules.
Crocs and socks or Crocs?
Crocs and socks.
Okay.
Is it the one with the strap or whatever?
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah. You got to put the strap
Sport-
up for
sport mode.
Sport mode. Yeah.
So, I mean, and if you think about it,
It's a cushion.
it's actually not a bad.
There's a dude who ran a marathon and it was like a sub 3-hour marathon.
Yeah, it was and then I think it was like a family that ran in Crocs, and one of the kids ran like a 3:10 or something. I mean, teenager, but so you can run in them, and I thought, yeah, I mean, they are super light. It's not like you need a ton of traction, and
It's just the lockdown sucks.
but he's dealing with the side stitch stuff.
Oh, man.
So like within 100 meters of starting, he got it again, and he ran through it, which that's the crazy thing. But I think it's a nerves thing. I'm almost 90% sure now because he's been doing runs with my wife, and he said just before the race he gets so like butterflies.
Just make him listen to the Emily Saul pre-marathon meditation.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe we'll eat a banana next time. Maybe that'll help a little bit.
Or coconut water.
Coconut water, is that good for cramping?
Potassium. It's all potassium.
I didn't know potassium had.
That's why you eat a
Coconuts
banana.
have potassium though.
Oh yeah,
Coconuts.
the coconut water is high in potassium.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll do that. But that was a fun day. He's pretty proud of himself.
As you should be.
Yeah.
I have to say, I understand why parents can get like involved in their kids' sports and it becomes a point of pride.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm excited watching my son do cross country. It's obviously exciting to see him build his confidence, get faster, and do all that stuff. But I still don't have the urge to like scream at him from the sidelines.
Yeah, I can't. No, I'm not. I'm pretty hands off when it comes to all that stuff. I'm just like, hey, did you do your best? All right, that's fine. And he does. And I didn't ask him. It's cool seeing him jump into the next race, like the 9-10s, because I was like, did not expect that at all, because he was hurting pretty bad after the first one. I was like, all right, that's cool. But yeah, I could see. Oh, and then on Saturday I had to coach my younger kids' soccer game because they didn't have a coach that day.
And you volunteered, or they asked you?
Let me guess. Are you like,
Volunteered.
don't bunch up, don't bunch up?
No, I was just yelling at them the whole time and losing my mind when a ball gets crossed in front of the goal and they're just standing there. I'm just like, just kick the ball. There's literally they don't even have goalies.
Yeah.
I'm like, just touch it with your foot. It'll go in.
Did you feel like playing?
I probably looked crazy on the sidelines because I would have a physical reaction, be like bend over and be like, put my head in my hands because it was so unbelievably frustrating. Not mad, just like unbelievable in a way that how did you
not figure this out?
How did you not kick that ball into the open goal that was, I don't even understand how they missed the ball, missed the goal. It's right in front of them and somehow it goes
Sideways.
6 feet to the side.
Yeah. I think watching somebody do something that you can almost do instinctually, watching them do it wrong, you can feel it in your arms, you can feel it in your legs like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just have a physical reaction to it. I wasn't mad.
No.
I probably looked crazy from the other side. The parents are thinking, who is this guy that's filling in for coach?
I probably watched that if there was like a camera just on coaches.
Yeah.
That you could just see their reactions. Like, that'd probably be pretty good.
Well, you see it in the NFL all the time.
Yeah.
You mean like little kid coaches?
Oh, if there were stakes on the line, I would look like Happy Gilmore on the sidelines, just throwing things into the tunnel, just tipping over, chucking Gatorade coolers. I think I would be that guy. I don't know.
That's why we're runners.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to stick to for the most part.
But I don't know.
So you had a call with your coach yesterday, speaking of running.
Yeah.
And anything new come out of it, or just like new goals, or?
Not particularly. I'm trying to run a turkey trot, do that well. Try to beat Nick Bear if he shows up again.
What turkey trot?
He would destroy me. The one in Pennsylvania by my parents' house.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking local.
Oh, wait, and Nick Bear showed up to this Pennsylvania
We
one?
both were at it last year. It's like
that's crazy.
a local turkey
Did he
trot.
win it?
He didn't win, but he was, I think, top 5. He was pretty fast. He would have beat me.
It's a 5K, right?
Yeah, but I had a horrible day that day. I went out way too fast, like
I think I remember
5:40
that.
pace. It was
That's
horrible,
good.
ridiculous. I was throwing up by the end.
That's the only way to run 5Ks. Just as hard as you can. See what happens.
I think there's other ways.
I will tell you this. I'd be afraid of now looking at actually paying attention to the cross country paces. Like there's like 7 or 8 kids on Thea's team that run sub 15 minute, like 5Ks on grass.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm just like, that's probably a little exaggeration. There's probably like 3 of them, but still like,
That's insane. Cause
But like most of them were like 17 minutes, 16 minutes.
that's,
yeah, I would just take, if Thea was doing that, I'd be like, dude, we're signing up for a lot of local 5Ks that have prize money. Let's go.
yeah, seriously, clean up the Hanukkah, the Hanukkah hustle or whatever. Probably get some nice money out of that one.
There's definitely a Hanukkah hustle.
No, I think
somewhere.
Eric Schulman goes to that one.
He might.
No, there's one.
No, he does do one
Yeah,
that's
there's
like
one that's
real. I think he's won it before, right?
Yeah.
That's real small.
That's
yeah.
it. I mean, he's not slow. I think what did he run on? He did the half marathon because he's getting ready for Houston. And I think he smoked it.
Yeah, like a 130, I think, or 129.
I think it was sub 130.
On that course,
Okay.
that's real good.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's fast. But yeah, I've always wanted to do one of those
Cherry-picked ones?
Yeah.
Well, I felt
Like Race for Hunger, but it's just
the one that's
actual
the
people who are
Dundalk
hungry.
Firecracker.
Yeah, the Arbutus.
The
That's the only.
firecracker.
That's the only
No,
one.
not the Arbutus. That one's competitive.
No. The Dundalk Firecracker.
Yeah.
The 6K.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've ever won a prize was in that race.
That's
Because
amazing.
I won. I think I got third in my age group and got a Mission Barbecue gift card. That was sick.
I still am clinging to my one age group win at the Zoo Zoom.
The 8K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one, I didn't realize it. I would have celebrated harder if I realized that was going to be
8K is crazy.
Yeah.
That sounds
dumb.
horrible.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have no idea how to run an 8K.
And in like Druid Hills, like, what do you even do out there?
Oh man. So I was thinking about this the other day. I wrote tried to remember what I wanted to talk about. And I was thinking, I've been meaning to ask this question for a while to you, Meg, but because it's a nutrition related question. How come you can't get full on water? I don't understand. Like sometimes if I go to bed and I'm like, oh, I'm a little hungry, I'll just drink a lot of water, but it doesn't work. Why? I thought if you just filled your stomach up, it would just work. No. Why does that not work?
Because there's no energy in water.
Or no fiber.
Or nothing. Like there's no substance.
I thought if you just filled your stomach up, it would kind of go away, but that doesn't happen.
No.
Why?
That's not how it works.
So your stomach's like, oh, this is just liquid. I can tell you're trying to trick me.
I'm gonna wake you up at 2.
Yeah, you need to eat. You need to go down and eat something that'll make you happy.
Yeah.
But the good news is, Robbie, that they've shown that a little bit of protein before bed is actually good for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like just have like a nice little protein snack if you're hungry.
Protein snack. Does Oreos have protein?
Yeah.
Oh, milk does though.
Yeah, the milk that you mix with
Yeah.
it. By the way, I tried, remember I told you I tried the Coca-Cola Oreo Slurpee?
Oh yeah.
Someone at the tent brought the Coca-Cola Oreos.
Oh, nice. So did you have a couple?
I did.
Really good?
I had to try it.
Were
Does
they
it taste
good?
like Coke?
It tasted like the Slurpee, but dry.
That's cool. Did you dunk them in anything?
Nah. All they had was beer and seltzers.
Yeah. Probably wouldn't dunk them in beer. Yeah.
That's pretty gross.
But yeah, they're actually, they weren't, I didn't hate them. Theo wasn't a big fan.
I bet if you dunked them in that LMNT chocolate stuff, that would be pretty good.
That might be too many flavors.
You think?
Coca-Cola, Oreo.
The chocolate chai, I think you could do it. Yeah.
All right.
We should have a dunking situation where we get a bunch of the elements lined up and go hog wild on the Oreo front. Just get a bunch of the Oreo flavors and then do a little taste testing and see
Like
what
salty
happens.
and sweet.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Is that a good idea or not?
I think there could be other things that would be fun. Like we could come
Anything else?
come up with recipes like that
Better
guy
than-
who made that thing that I was telling you about.
What was the recipe thing?
The guy takes the Big Mac and he chops it up.
Oh,
made
yeah.
raviolis out of
Yeah.
it. Like I think if you took like, you know how you can get Oreo crusts?
Yeah.
Like the Coca-Cola Oreo crust, that would be cool. And then what do you fill it with?
Oh, like a cherry pie. Then you have a cherry Coke crust. Dude, what? Somebody has to do this.
That sounds
would-
good, right?
That would rule.
And then imagine the whipped cream on it to kind of like bring
yeah.
down that. Yeah. It could be really good.
I'm gonna see if my mom can do that for Thanksgiving.
That's
I
your
mean,
one
she was
request.
able to.
Yeah.
She was able to cook food for 30 dudes. So
She was.
I think she could handle it.
She could probably do that. But you have to separate the filling from the Oreo, though, right?
Yeah, I would. You do the
Pie
crust.
crust.
I
is
know,
the
but I'm
Oreo.
saying
Oh, you're saying take the white part
to
out?
do the crust, you got to take the cream part. You got to separate the Oreo cookie. From
No, I've done it before. You don't have to.
Really?
Yeah.
You just include the filling?
Yeah.
in?
It just helps keep it together.
Okay, I'm going to take it one other notch. I like your idea of a cherry pie one, but what about ice cream and the Oreos?
Oh, yeah.
That's like standard cookies and
100%.
cream.
Yeah.
But it'd be like a root beer float almost.
Yeah.
So Coke float, like you could do it. that
Yeah,
way.
definitely. All right, we're doing this.
See,
Doing all
this sounds exciting.
This is what people are tuning in for.
Yeah. And I was thinking, oh, by the way, remember when we talked about that? Oh, this is in a shoe review. I said how like how that slogan, "The mountains are calling, I must go."
Yeah.
That's like, what did I say was Boulder?
That's the
Live, Laugh, Love.
Yeah.
sign for
Of Boulder residents.
yeah.
But so there's this serial thief in our neighborhood recently. Maybe you don't. I know everything that happens.
You're McGruff the crime dog
Yeah. I keep my ear to the ground. Is that where? Why do you keep the ear to the ground?
because then you can hear trouble coming.
Oh.
So like ear to the ground meant like you could hear wagons coming down the trail. You could hear if you ear the
should
rail.
do that more often.
It's like you can hear the train coming.
Yeah.
I thought you did.
I guess
how you know
metaphorically, but not literally. That might help.
All right, second check-in. All right, you locked in, you're having fun. Now you're in the middle of the race. You're probably asking yourself, why do I keep putting myself through this much pain? Like, it hurts. When you're running, you're going up that hill or up a faster, whatever pace that you're trying to hit, and you're out of breath and your heart is pounding and everything's going. You're like, why do I do this to myself? I could be on my couch. I could be eating, a croissant with a cup of coffee, whatever. But you have to remember how good it feels when you cross that finish line. You're hanging with your friends or just that sense of accomplishment when you cross the finish line. It's so worth it. And I think that's why I keep coming back, is that little feeling of relief and excitement and just being done, regardless of the result.
All right, guys, another sponsor of this podcast, one of our favorites, CHERIBUNDI, now available in gummy form.
Why would I take CHERIBUNDI, Meg?
It helps with recovery. It helps with sleep.
It's delicious.
Now they come in gummy form and are very delicious.
Yeah, it's kind of like a treat.
You just snack on them all day long.
It's a treat that is good for you.
Yeah.
We have jars of them at home, and I've been taking them before bed, which I've tried to use instead of taking my melatonin, which has been working so far. But also, if you want to just try them out, right now they have the sample 4-packs of the gummies
Where would I get those?
at thefeed.com.
So they got everything over there.
Our discount won't work on thefeed.com, but you could just get the little sample pack. And then if you really like them, then you can go to cheribundi.com, get the big jar of them, and use our code, the drop, for 20% off.
But there's this guy who's been, I'm pretty sure that's who stole my power washer, because he was on video in the neighborhood that same morning.
Did you get it back?
No, there's not a happy ending to this story, really, in that regard. But he was captured.
You're going to be okay.
Because he's been trying to get into people's houses and all kinds of crazy stuff. I saw him the other night walking right in front of my house, and I just went to...
What's he look like?
He's like a Latino dude. He actually looks pretty good for just a guy that's doing criminal activity. Not like
He's got his stuff
He's a
together.
good-looking guy.
I mean, a little bit. He looks like he could be an actor or something. But he could have a Hollywood career if he just didn't choose a life of crime.
So did you invite him in?
No.
Oh.
I also think he's a dude who pooped in my alley. But
Takes the attractive level down a little bit.
Because he pooped in your alley and then took your power washer so you couldn't get rid of it.
Dude, yeah, he covered all his bases. But they caught him, and in the picture where they caught him, he was wearing a shirt that said "The mountains are calling and I must go," which he
didn't buy that.
No, he definitely stole it. But I'm like, these are the kind of people wearing this stuff. These shady characters.
No, you got
no connection to the mountains.
You got to figure that was on somebody's porch, and he pulled that.
It definitely
package.
was. But
And they're like, man, how am I gonna drive my Subaru without my shirt?
yeah. Dude, he's probably the one that took my Subaru manual out of my car too. That happened last week.
It actually would make sense. Like if he had that shirt.
Wait,
and
someone
the
took
Subaru
the manual?
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, because I don't have anything of value in my car, obviously. So I thought at least the car manual can stay in there.
I would never ever suspect someone to steal a car.
Do you think they just took it to be like, hey, I was in here?
Yeah. Well, it was like a phone, like the cord for a phone charger too. Like, why are you taking this? There's no value. And like my wife forgot to lock the car, which is whatever. I do it all the time too. But they stole the manual, and the thing that pisses me off the most is that it has all my service records in it. So my oil changes and my, whenever I got stuff fixed on it, and the guy that owned it before me.
So you like to have those records?
Yeah, because if you resell it, it's good to be like, look, remember when things got done for it. So I was just super annoyed by that and couldn't find. I tried looking for it, but didn't come up. I found other people's manuals before, not my own. And those things are expensive to replace. Like to buy one on eBay, it's like $80.
Do you need one?
You don't need. I don't know if they have PDF versions online, but
I got
You can Google everything.
that, yeah.
but I like having one just there because it is pretty in depth and it tells you how to fix everything like, without having to Google it and all that. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just frustrating.
You could probably borrow Carl's.
He has a cross track, right, Carl?
Is that how much different is
I
that?
mean, the console and stuff is probably similar.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
can't
Carl,
even-
keep your car locked so I can use your manual. Anyways, so other than that, nothing that cool has been happening in that regard. But
So are you back to running?
when are we recording this podcast? Ask me in like 3 days.
Okay.
I was gonna run today, later today, maybe.
Here's the thing that kind of sucks about having a fall marathon and taking the break.
Yeah.
It's like right now, this is like the most beautiful weather.
It's dreamy.
And like the sun is coming up over the water.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, the water was glass this morning. There wasn't any breeze, not a cloud in the sky. It was about as beautiful as it gets in Baltimore.
Yeah, if you asked a Tracksmith employee what their sexual fantasy was, it would be whatever this is right now.
With a clown.
Yeah. Yeah. It would just be this weather and leaves. I don't even know.
Yeah, the fall, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe the thing that might take it to the next level would be if you could see your breath in the morning.
That's the real one. Because you have to do the thing where you're blowing on your
Yeah.
gloves.
Yeah.
That's
And
the real Tracksmith.
You're wearing
And fog, though.
yeah.
fog in the
The
background.
low
You're
layer.
wearing
Yeah.
the Brighton brace layer. You're blowing on your gloves. You have the headband on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing some strides.
And then when you get back to your house, you have like the little kitchen with the tea kettle that you're going to do pour over coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Your Tracksmith mug.
And yeah. Oh, yeah. The new Tracksmith
They have a mug.
I know.
What?
Take a nap for 3 hours, whatever world this is.
You're wearing your thick socks.
Yeah. Writing in a journal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. With a blanket, but somehow your feet are sticking out from it. Yeah.
Like a Pendleton. How have they not done a collaboration with Pendleton? That seems right up their wheelhouse.
Dude, the recovery blanket would be the chef's kiss.
Yeah. Man, I'm getting turned on a little bit. Might have to change the subject.
You don't even need to run. You just need to live that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Maybe get an Airstream, put it down by a river.
Yeah.
I'm still running because I'm going to run New York City with Carl and Megan.
Carl is broken. I came in here yesterday. The dude, at first I started screaming because I thought somebody was chasing me like with that limp. But it was just Carl coming out of the shadows.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, he was in.
Dude, he looks like Frankenstein right now.
I didn't see you were limping. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he's a mess. I was
broke him.
I was all
Really?
impressed. I saw his run. It was like 18 miles at an 8:15 pace. I was like, look at Carl dropping the heat. And then I see him walking. I'm like, this kid's broken. I don't know what's going on. It took everything he had.
I told you not to do that. Oh, jeez. Okay.
So I keep forgetting that you guys are running the New York City Marathon.
Yeah, I can't wait.
And that's 2 weeks. So is this like taper time right now?
No, so I'm not like racing it.
Oh, okay.
So I have like
It
a
should
full
be for
week.
Carl. The
I
dude's
have a
breaking
full week
himself.
of mileage, which I kind of like.
Okay.
'Cause it's like we're doing like base training, and then like the marathon will be like part of the base training.
Okay.
I'm in maintenance miles. So I'm trying to aim for like 40 miles a week in the next, for up until January 5th.
That's pretty good.
So January 5th,
That's a very specific date.
it is.
Is that with another Insurrection Day or something? Is that the new one?
Oh, I didn't think about
New
that.
Insurrection Day just dropped.
We're moving it up a day, guys. They'll never see it coming.
You're like, I got to be ready to run as fast as I can away from the halls of Congress.
Actually, no, that's is it 18 weeks? What's the 16 weeks? What's the traditional plan?
So there's
For
12,
insurrections?
16.
Yeah.
There's 12, 16, 18. There's even like a 20 if you really wanted to.
Whatever. That's the proper time for me to start training for London if we're running London.
Oh, okay.
So that's when I'll start doing. Like right now, it's just gonna be having fun for a couple months. Which this is the most exciting thing to me is like, hey, running for fun.
Isn't it always fun?
No, sometimes it's like when you get a hard workout for a marathon training, you're like, oh, this is gonna suck, and you do it because you want to train. But like when it's kind of like the pace doesn't matter, and I mean just beautiful weather like this, and I like that we can still wear shorts. And I did short sleeves today.
I do think the shorts long sleeve combo is my favorite running weather, like the high 40s.
Oh yeah,
like that's perfect.
That is the perfection. But then I wait till this afternoon, maybe to run. It's going to be 80 degrees.
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
it's
30 degrees.
So you're going to run? Are you locked into the shoe you're going to run in this afternoon?
Maybe. I'm debating about just going fishing instead.
Like in the harbor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I was going to go last night, but then I forgot it gets dark so early now, and it's not even changed yet. And so I had my rod set up. I was going to take my kids. And then,
Wait, actually in the harbor?
Yeah.
Like
Are
right
you
off
going to use?
Yeah.
Remember, I found all that fishing tackle.
Yeah, maybe. I think I put one of those on my kid's rod. Yeah.
Okay. I'd like 3% return.
Okay.
If
I'll cook you up some rockfish.
all right.
He's going to get it from like right out there.
Yeah.
No, I don't want that. He's going. You're
They're
also doing
migratory.
a dude trip this
They're
week.
migratory.
This weekend, right?
I'm just kidding. I don't keep them. I just don't have the time to clean and do all that. I just like throwing them back. I am doing it. Yeah. Dude's trip that might involve fishing, but I'm doing it. I was really trying to go because now's the best time to catch rockfish here in Baltimore. So
Is it?
yeah.
Why does it have two names? Why is it striped bass and rockfish?
I actually don't know that. It's a good question.
Striped bass
Maryland
sounds
thing.
more formal,
I
doesn't
think
it?
mostly in Maryland that's a thing. I think most places
Like
call it.
tuxedo fish, striped bass.
Yeah. Yep. I think most
The
people
Yankee fish.
call them stripers, but
How disappointed are you that the Yankees?
yeah, I mean, I hate it. I hate it. Hate them. Hate everything. But it's whatever. Like, yeah. The only person who on their team who I actually like is Giancarlo Stanton, who seems like an actually good guy, but everyone else sucks, including all the fans. Sorry, I just alienated some people, but it's true.
They'll be back.
How can you really love a team that has a $300 million payroll and is always they should win every year. They should. It's crazy that they don't. So the fact that the Dodgers and the Yankees, two highest paid teams, it's not good for anyone. It's just good for them and their fans. It's embarrassing.
We got to get back to Moneyball.
Yeah, there should be a salary cap. Whatever. All right. Anyways, so more running stuff.
Okay, can we go back to New York City real quick? Because we're doing some stuff there.
Yes.
What are we doing?
absolutely.
Okay, so
We can't talk about the Yankees, but we can talk about the marathon.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Done.
So we are training up on Thursday. So less than a week once this podcast comes
Taking
out.
the train up.
Sure. Which I was talking to someone the other day, and I'm like, how crazy is it? You can just get on the train with like anything.
I love
There's
that.
like no security.
It's like going back in time.
Make
when we
stop advertising.
Yeah.
That.
No, it's like when we had freedom, we could do whatever we wanted.
Like when people could go to the gate with you and say goodbye.
yeah.
Yeah.
Remember those days? I was like 4.
I think the angriest part, the worst part is that there had to be a shoe bomber.
Yeah.
Really?
He was also wearing a diaper, but nobody calls him the diaper bomber.
Oh, so yeah, and they don't. That's weird that they don't make you take your diapers off because they never asked me about
Yeah,
that.
because they had explosives in his diaper area.
And yet I get through every time.
I know.
I should wear diapers so you don't have to get up all the time on a flight.
Dude, that'd be amazing if you're like, don't worry, I got it. And I
Yeah.
can just see you over there going,
Just have that baby look on my face.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, this was my fault.
Oops, I did an accident look.
So anyway, we're going up Thursday because we have a shakeout run Friday morning at 8 a.m. from Columbus Circle. And this is where we're going to give out all those cool hats.
Okay. That's the Friday morning run.
Friday morning.
Hat run.
so
Hat
if
run.
you want those corduroy caps, that's when to show up because they're going to be gone.
You've seen how hot they are.
Dude, they're so hot. I just Gavin texted me last night because gave him one of the hats. And he was like, this is the perfect hat.
It is.
He's like, I didn't even have to adjust anything. I didn't have to do anything to the brim.
You've seen how much I wear it, right? And you know how particular I am.
I
with
love it
hats.
too.
You are particular.
Yeah,
I like it too. I think it has a nice tactile feel.
it does.
It's like a dad hat, but it fits better.
Yeah. Yep. That's true.
Okay, so then that's Friday morning. So that's where you want to see us first and foremost because you're going to get those cool hats. And then Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m., same spot. We're going to do another shakeout. There's going to be like coffee and bagels.
There'll be some giveaways and
Meb's
stuff,
going to
yeah.
be there.
Oh, nice.
And it'll be a good time.
We become like really tight with Meb. Like we're all like this would be like the third event with him.
Yeah, I still have yet to say a single word to him, but we're pretty tight.
Yeah, best friends.
That's why he says you're his favorite.
Yeah. I kind of like to be a little hard to get, if you will. See if that works. Someday he'll talk to me.
Yeah. He kept asking me, how can I get a picture with Robbie? And I was like, all you have to do is ask. He's very nice.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I don't want to bother him.
Next time, Meb.
So then following the shakeout run on Saturday, we are going to be giving out carb boxes again like we did last year, but 2 locations this year. So from 10:30 until noon, we'll be giving them out at the New York Roadrunners Run Hub.
Okay.
And then from noon until 1:30, we'll be giving them out at the New Balance West Side, I think, store.
Is that where it was last year?
Yeah, where it was last year.
So you can get grub at the Run Hub.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's a limited amount, and a lot of them are already gone. So
That's not
if
what
you
you
see
say
this,
to people.
if you see this link, definitely go grab a spot while it's still available.
Or how about we just make some more boxes?
That's not how this works.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It's not a box factory.
And then Sunday, obviously
It
race
feels
day.
like a box factory. I throw out more boxes, and I'm making a new
Oh,
rule.
this is a box
I'm
factory.
making a new rule for people. If you get a pair of shoes and it comes in a box, you are responsible. You take the box out. I throw out I have like a garage full of everybody's size shoes of boxes. So from now on,
You're talking about reviewers?
yeah, if you take a shoe, you
I
can't
keep my
leave
box home.
You can't leave the box here at the office or at other places.
No one's gonna.
I think
no one's gonna
the
follow that.
dumpster that I've been using to get rid of stuff, I think they're on to me.
Are they?
They locked it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, but they didn't lock the one next to it. So I was like, all right. So it's just not going to get recycled now.
Man, now where am I going to get my lunch?
Yeah.
Gross.
There's only cardboard. I eat cardboard for lunch.
Yeah. Well, fiber, that will fill you up. You drink water with the cardboard, you're good.
Do people eat cardboard if they're really hungry?
There was a lady on one of those addiction shows that
shit.
ate toilet paper.
I mean, we talked about this way back. Remember we had a whole discussion about eating paper in first grade?
Yeah,
I got a question.
Sure do.
If you
And the kids still do it?
if you eat toilet paper,
Yeah.
what do you wipe with? Because it's already in you. So you may not need to wipe.
So Megan's.
I'm literally gonna never
She's
get back
dying
on this show.
inside.
Think about it. You don't need to wipe.
I mean, I think that's a fair point.
It's wiping you as you leave.
Dude, did you ever get into the hoarder algorithm on Instagram? Did you ever get into that?
No.
Oh, dude, I got into a real bad one that was some guy that does like disaster cleanup or quarter cleanup. And I honestly don't understand. Like, just think there's probably houses around us or even in just suburbia that
Dude,
are
there's
just
definitely some in Brewers. In
top to
Brewers Hill.
bottom, top to bottom. I mean, I'm talking like ceiling to floor Mountain Dew bottles and trash and garbage and dead cats and rats and stuff. How does that? How does one do that?
It's, you know how like you bring stuff into the house and then you put stuff in the garbage or recycling and it goes away? I think the hoarder thing is they bring stuff in and they continue to bring stuff in and they don't.
I just don't understand the mindset. Even if you're depressed or whatever, I don't understand how you can get to that point where it's like you're living in a cavern of trash. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think, Meg?
I don't get it.
Have you ever seen those though?
Yeah.
It's like a show hoarder. It's like that show hoarders, but even worse. This
When
stuff
I'm
that
walking around Brewers Hill, every once in a while I'll see a house. I'm like, that's definitely a hoarder house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you can see all the trinkets outside and stuff.
In the back and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, when we were looking at houses a long time ago, I remember like we went into a couple that like there was like doors closed that we couldn't go in, and it was like because there was just like stuff in there.
Oh, that they just put like
Yeah.
behind the door.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's man. That's a whole
I
different.
got real
level right
weird
there.
when we started looking at houses. I was like, if somebody was in there, I was like, We're not buying this one.
If someone was inside the house,
Thomas would see like a photograph of like the family or something that lived there, and he would be like, "Nope, I will not."
Not this house.
you don't like their vibe.
Yeah.
That was like that. Yeah, we're not following that up.
That's funny.
It was also like one time we had to look at a house and the family was there while we were looking at the house.
That was awkward.
And there was weird cooking smells going on. And I was just like, no, why did you invite us over? Like you gotta go to Starbucks and hang out for
Did
an
you
hour.
stay for dinner?
No.
I would have.
They had like a kid crawling around.
That's a free meal.
There were some houses where you'd like walk in and you would get like vertigo, so we would just like immediately walk out because like the floorboards would be like crooked.
Yeah, the old houses.
Yeah.
That is the worst.
But like when the family is there, you can't just leave because then it's like, oh gosh, they've got to pretend like we're looking at their house.
Oh, this is a great house you got here.
Yeah.
See you later. Oh, you haven't even seen. That's okay.
No, we saw you. That's all we needed to see. Your face repelled us.
Final check-in. All right, we're talking about anxiety and, some of the things that creep into you after you've had a few races and you're not just excited to be there anymore. One of the things you can do is we have a couple meditations from Emily Saul, who's a sports therapist. So you can try checking those out. There's two that are pretty cool. One is the pre-marathon meditation, which I tried before Berlin, which was fantastic. Even Megan enjoyed it. So it's a great way to fall asleep. And then now we've just published up the morning of meditation. So while you're getting ready, while you're getting your gear together, drinking that coffee, trying to get that last bit of food in you before you get to the start line, or maybe when you're walking to the start line, have it in your head so that you can just get focused, get ready to roll, and make the best of the day. So check it out. It's available on YouTube. We'll put a link in the bio, in the description. I was also thinking about like, imagine that everybody gets wiped out or something, and you're an archaeologist and you're like looking at like our houses, and because I'm looking at all the Halloween decorations going up, I'm like, where do these people store these during the year? Because there's some really creepy ones.
Yeah.
And I was like, there'd be boxes in people's houses of like, there's like this
a zombie or something.
Yeah, like of all this stuff. And you think, how weird would that be to see as an archaeologist?
That's an interesting thought.
100 years from now, 300 years.
They'll think they worship the dead or something.
Or it's just, or like, what are, they'll be like, they kept their dead or
like images of their family members in a box.
Yeah.
And they'll think that it was just a spirit Halloween decoration.
Like if you walk around, like maybe that's all the stuff that the mummy stuff. Maybe like that. Yeah, those are just our decorations.
That was just Halloween.
That was just Halloween.
Dude, what if it was?
I feel like I really wish there was a rule that in Baltimore City you couldn't put like those really scary, like human.
Did you see the lady? There's a lady.
Yeah,
that's the one that.
Like Ralphie and I are walking when it's pitch black in the morning, and I'm like, is that a human or is that a Halloween thing?
That's when I was like, they store that. They probably stored that in their house since like 1980. It is. Robbie, it's half of a woman. And, it's got the long straight black hair and it's like in a nightgown. But it's like she's all white and just like.
But there's multiple ones throughout the city.
Yeah.
Like right around us. Like why? We're scary enough here if we don't need that.
Where I feel like I would have seen this one. Where is it at?
That one's on.
What's the street that is up one from us?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Towards the Rofo.
Yeah. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I actually know what house you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah. There's some. I know. Even with kids, like my kids are old enough now, but when you're 4, that stuff's pretty terrifying. Yeah. And I don't remember people doing that when I was a kid. Maybe it's because I lived in the country and
it keeps getting too much up though. Like
why does everything keep getting more ridiculous?
Well, there's a neighborhood where my boys live with their mom. There's a house there. The dude has at least 4 or 5 over 6 feet tall, like giant. He's got the giant skeleton. He's got a giant werewolf. He's got like his lawn. There's octopus tentacles coming out of his grass.
That actually sounds
that was the one I was like,
I'm into that.
I was like, he's got boxes someplace where the house isn't big enough for all these statues he has. Right. He must have like a storage unit that he is paying to store.
Or maybe he rents them.
No, because the same ones every year.
Okay.
That's what I don't understand. And I think it really got out of hand with the blow up decorations.
Okay. What do you think of those?
I hate them.
Are they corny?
The thing is, I always hate saying this because I know there's people listening to this podcast who have them in their front yard right now, and I'm sorry to you.
And we've got to do. If you do have one of those, please take this segment. Do that thing where you're looking at the camera and this audio is playing in the background.
You do your thing. Be a Halloweeny, get spooky, whatever. I want you to live your best life as a goblin or whatever.
Yeah, if a blow up cauldron.
Best goblin life.
But I'm just saying, I think across the board, even Christmas, whatever, the blow up stuff, it's out of control. Because it's just you buy it and it's not even. At least the skeletons are a little bit creative. I don't know. You could have them killing each other or something.
Well, they're already dead.
Yeah, I don't know.
Reanimating each other. How about that?
That sounds like not safe for work. Skeletons reanimating each other.
The bones are rising.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, is anybody keeping up with your nickname Super Hard?
No, and I was trying to remember how we even came up with that nickname.
Because you were telling us a story and you said something was super hard and you were telling us about, what was your nickname?
Milton or something?
Oh, yeah.
And then Thomas said your nickname was super hard.
It was super hard, yeah.
Which I think is amazing.
I think a couple people have been in on it, so
right.
Whatever, keep going.
Because I think that is a great Halloween costume.
Oh, like have a Superman badge on my chest.
Yeah, but SH.
Yeah.
And just,
people will be like, oh, what is that? Yeah. Shh. It's super hard.
Oh gosh, no, no.
It sounds even better when you whisper it.
All right, well, now I know what I'm going to be for Halloween. Speaking of Halloweenies,
I'll be your sidekick, half-mast.
I like that. You could be a pirate. It'd be perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll have a hook.
Yeah. And a peg leg.
Wow.
But peg something. But I think Halloween is coming up, so that's exciting. Are you going trick or treating or anything?
No.
We're training to New York City.
Oh, wait, we won't even be here?
That's right.
The train the Thursday before.
You're not going to be.
Yeah,
Halloween.
perfect. Because our house.
Oh man, come on! My kids keep talking about how your house
He's
is
that
the best.
guy who wants to turn the lights off and like pretend like no one's home on Halloween.
Our house, the living room is on the second floor.
Yeah.
So if someone knocks, I got to go downstairs.
What do you mean you gotta? I always end up doing it.
I got to hear her bitch about going downstairs. No, but I will. You know what? There's a couple neighbors that I like, so I'll be like, hey,
Yeah.
for your kids.
Honestly, it's fine. There's no need because the row homes are so close together.
Yeah.
We fill up a whole grocery bag in a half an hour. And
That's pretty good.
My wife throws it out the next day. I'm like, save the Reese's, pump the brakes on the candy pitching. Just, you got to save the life of all the Reese's products.
Well, the thing is, the Reese's peanut butter cup freezes really well.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it does everything well. That's a fact.
Can you now think of Reese's peanut butter cups without thinking of Val Almond?
I'll put Reese's peanut butter cups. I mean, I can, but I put Reese's peanut butter cups in my yogurt sometimes. Just
Have you had the Trader Joe's version?
No, I haven't.
They're really good.
I don't remember trying this.
We had them in Chicago.
I just don't.
I'll tell you what sucks from Trader Joe's though. Whatever cereals y'all got, those are terrible.
The pumpkin one was bad.
The pumpkin was awful.
The peanut butter one was fine.
Yeah, it was okay. It was no Ghost.
I got
Still haven't tried Ghost.
A Ghost was actually better than
That'd
that.
be a good Halloween treat.
Yeah.
Handing out boxes of ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're the richest person on the planet.
Dude, I used to, if you got a full-size Snicker bar,
That was the best.
you were like, this dude, I don't know what he does for a living, but he's living right. Like, he knows.
That's a good way to be remembered for the rest of your life.
It was. I remember that
The
house.
full
Like,
candy size bar guy.
Yeah, think about how many things you're going to do to try to be remembered when you die. And honestly, probably the number one thing you could do is just give a kid a full Snickers bar at Halloween.
I still remember the house in my neighborhood that did it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I am very far away from childhood, and I still remember the houses that gave the thing. You're right. Stop trying to do great things with like writing, literature, art, photography.
There's a lot
there's
a lot to be said about that. I think you should just put you could even write on the back, "Remember me," or put a picture of yourself.
Just sign it.
Or put a note with it says, just in case you're wondering, there's no razor blades in this.
Yeah.
because they'll remember that.
Yeah, they probably would.
No, because then their parents going to throw in the trash when they
I know. I'd be
They'll
like,
remember you even more though.
Yeah.
They'll be like, dude, remember that?
which
time
house was
guy?"
that? Which house did you get this from?
Yeah.
I'd be waving.
I still don't think that ever happened to a single kid in America.
Not one.
Oh yeah, I think it did in the 70s. I think they had razor blades and apples.
Dude, no, you say I think it did because everybody said it did. I don't think it actually
No,
did.
I had a friend who was like, like that. And I was like, what happened? He's like, apple, razor blade.
I don't even think it would be that bad because imagine you just get one cut. It's probably not terrible.
What?
Dude, if you swallowed a razor blade, you can.
You're not eating. You're not chewing on the razor blade after you get it.
Okay, I hate this.
How do you eat apple?
No.
Oh, you know what's great though?
But
At
you're
Trader
not
Joe's.
going on after you already took a big bite of it. It's
Trader Joe's has good apples.
what do you mean?
Yeah, how do you mess up an apple?
I
You
don't
mean
know.
candy apples or apples?
I got a
apples?
Honey Crisp.
Yeah, Honey Crisp are the best
Crisp are
apples.
yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like
but
you
how
get
come
the-
we never have them?
Dude, go. I bet if you got one at the markets of Highland Town right now,
Yeah,
it would still taste delicious.
because it's a Honey Crisp.
Do like a Honey Crisp. They had something called a Honey Bee. I'd never heard of it before.
Like the animal or the
No,
oh, an
Honey Bee apple. I didn't want to risk it.
At this
They
point,
look
they're
good.
just making up names.
Yeah, it looked good, but I was like, you're not going to fool me. I know that Honey Crisp is the gold standard.
Yeah, yeah. My favorite variation of apple is Northern Spy, just because I love the name. Sounds very mysterious.
You know what? That would be like in the book Eye of the Needle by Ken Follett.
Yeah.
Northern Spy.
Did you actually read that book?
I did. That was my first book that I ever read that had sex in it.
Oh.
That's like a full-size candy bar. I remembered that pretty well. I was like, this was in our library.
Oh man, what was the book called?
Eye of the Needle.
Yeah. All right.
It's a good
Going to
Nazi.
the library later.
Going on
It's a
the
good Nazi
e-library.
thriller.
Oh, okay.
There's one guy who's hiding out in England. I think he's a Nazi.
Okay, I'll have to check that out for obvious reasons. Just skim through it and see what happens.
That was the first time I learned about a lot of things from that.
Yeah,
book.
they need to bring not bring it back, but it's just like there needs to be a higher barrier to that type of stuff.
I know.
Back then when you read that or whatever. Speaking of remembering things for the rest of your life, that was like you stumble upon something like that, and that's life changing when you're 13.
And I went around to all my friends and said, "Hey,
Yeah.
there's stuff that we don't know about going on."
Now imagine if you were 13 and you read that today, it'd be like,
No, I actually was having my son who is 15. I was like, he's kind of got a girlfriend right now, and
oh, okay.
I was like, hey,
Kudos to him.
yeah, I was kind of trying to ask where you are in stuff and to be careful, and that there's a lot of emotions involved with once you cross physical barriers.
Oh, that's good.
And I was like, is there anything you need? He's like, Dad, I've been watching TV shows and movies for my whole life. Apparently that cartoon that Jarrett loves so much called Big Mouth.
Oh yeah.
Apparently that's like basically sex education.
Okay.
Like there was
seen that.
he's like, there's a whole cartoon of people like body parts playing
That's
basketball.
probably how Jarrett finally learned to have a kid.
Also, how's your first concern? Not this is probably the worst sex education on the whole planet.
Yeah, that's also, I was going to say, I would be like, I don't know if this is a good thing.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And then you walked away. You're like, my work here is done. Let's.
Pretty much.
Check that box.
Once he told me there was penises playing basketball on it, I was like, okay, he knows what's up.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow.
This has gone on too long and it's out of control. And I did want to say that we have to bring back to New York City Sunday race day.
Sorry.
These absolute shenanigans will be at mile 24.
Yeah.
At a cheer zone.
And we are going to go nuts. I mean, I don't know what we're loading up on, but probably Four Loco. And
if we can find the old school Four Locos.
dude, in New York City, we should be able to find a case.
Yeah, maybe. Go to a bodega and find some old school Four Locos.
I also believe I got you guys grandstand passes
Oh,
Boom,
snap.
finish line.
Okay.
for when you want to venture that
I
direction.
could yell at Aaron Judge's wife this year. Tell her they're going to lose the World Series.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good use of your grandstand pass.
What's crazy though is that the World Series could be wrapping up that same weekend while we're there.
So you could ruin it for everyone.
Yeah, could. Hopefully.
But no, when we cheer, it's usually to spread love. and we will do that.
And yeah, New York is known for the crowd, so you guys have to like really stand out.
I was thinking Robbie and I should get stilts and just do like stilt walking on the course and be like giant people.
Oh, I saw one during the Chicago Marathon. There's someone running on blades.
Oh yeah.
And that is almost like running on stilts because they're probably 2 feet higher than you. Or maybe the blades he was running.
Do you want
on.
to try that? Should we get a couple
No, but
pairs?
I was pretty amazed at how
Agile?
tall they were. Because remember when that guy came to Baltimore and we ran with him? Remember how tall he was?
Yeah.
Which is
Are you talking about Michael Wardian?
no, there was that guy who was running for red, white, and blue or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Do you know what's you can be any height you want with those.
Oh, really?
I would guess that you could be like, look, I'd really like to be, once this is all said and done, let's make me 6'3".
Okay, I guess so. But anyways, it's pretty wild. I would honestly, if I was running a marathon on blades, I would be so nervous because there's so many people around you, and it's not a straight. You kind of swing them out, right?
Yeah. And just say you step on a plastic cup.
Or a pothole. Yeah. I wonder how many times they bite it. We should interview someone about that. I'd be interested to hear how it works.
All right, I'll let you do that one.
Okay.
All right.
Megan really wants to rap.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We don't
Every
even have a-
every tangent gets crazy. Yeah, we don't have a shoe this week.
We don't have a shoe, right?
It's okay.
I mean, if you kind of took a break from running, so you haven't been in some of the shoes.
We haven't even really gotten any shoes in the last couple weeks.
We've got a Diodora and some Solomon that we could hit up.
Yeah, but somehow Nike Zoom Fly 6 isn't here yet. And that comes out in
November 1st, right?
10 days. Yeah.
Should we just buy a pair?
No, they're not available.
They don't have them.
November 1st, though.
No.
They'll probably be here by then. But
Okay. Meg's like, no.
I'll be interested to see how that shoe performs.
I will
Yeah.
tell you our review for the Adidas
Evo.
Evo SL is out, and
Pro 4 will be out by the time this comes out.
Yeah.
I really feel like this is going to be a game changer one. Like you're going to see this on runners and non-runners. I already saw Hypebeast covered. Kith or somebody's doing a collab. It's just
Really?
the white with silver stripes. And
They have a black version coming. Did you see that on Running Warehouse?
I want the black with the white stripes for all the faster bastards.
Yeah.
I think that
I actually wore the
kit.
Adidas SL to play pickleball in, which is probably not the best choice.
No, it doesn't
but
have a good lateral support.
I like the grip on it though. Yeah. But I didn't roll my ankle, so it worked out.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we'll let Megan go.
Yeah.
Say the thing.
Hi, Ma.